It is 10:44, which means it's time to talk about a little bit of dating in the DMV, which is one of our favorite segments to do. Marissa, we're back and we're doing it again.
And viewers love it when we do
know.
these segments. When it comes to relationships this spring, it seems more people are moving in silence or quiet dating before announcing major relationship milestones. Let the church say amen.
Amen.
From Ronnie to DK Metcalf announcing their engagement, to Megan Good and Jonathan Majors just casually announcing their marriage. There might be times when it's better to keep your love under the radar instead of loving out loud. So this morning we had to bring back our girl, dating and relationship coach, Monique Kelley, back to talk all about it. Oh, you look beautiful. I like the glasses.
Thank you. Good morning.
Hey, good morning to you. Monique Kelley, we had to bring you in on this one, as we always do when it's time to talk about dating. And let me tell you something. As I continue to talk to people about dating in the DMV, this has become a huge topic, is how do you excite people about being in love with you or going on a date with you, but also keep it private and keep it to yourself because everybody's in your business?
You know, I've been talking about this for a long time. I always say private until permanent, because what happens is when you are single and you hard launch your relationship, that's when you put it on blast, and for some reason things don't work out, then you're left having to explain what happened, and that's a lot of pressure on you. Or the opposite, the relationship is going exceptionally well and you want to protect that relationship and hold it close to the vest. So it's something that you and your partner and your inner circle of friends know about, but that you're protecting that relationship.
What about people on, because I've heard this argument on one end of it where they go, well, I want him or her to hard launch so people know that I exist. And if they do not do that, then there's an issue. And I think the bigger issue is secrecy versus privacy. And what's the difference?
Oh, she about to throw her.
Okay, let's talk about that, because there is a major difference between being private and being secretive. If you are dating someone and you have not met any of their friends, their family, your dates are very secretive, that's an issue. Privacy means people know you guys are together. They see you out and about, your friends, your families, your coworkers. They know you're in a relationship, but you're not putting on blast. So what is important is that if you're in an unhealthy relationship with someone who is dating multiple people and they want to keep their options open by keeping your relationship secret, that's very different than being private, and other conversations need to be had.
Okay, Monique. So wait a second, because I have a couple of pushbacks here. Part of it is you're saying I know you know I'm gonna do it. But you're saying that there's a space between privacy and secrecy, and here's my thing, right? People who want to date you, they want to be loved out loud, right? They want to make sure that you know that they love them. But in certain circumstances, people, especially in this city, they have tough careers. They have careers where they have to be private. They have to make sure that there's some secrecy involved. Is that okay? And how do you have that conversation?
I always say the issue is never about the issue, right? So it's about communicating with each other as a couple. When you are together, you get to that place where you're trying to figure out how to, quote unquote, announce the relationship and why that's important to you. That's when you have to have those conversations with your partner. If you have to be private, especially in DC, especially with those various careers and government where you have to kind of be private, you have to have that conversation with your partner, and your partner has to understand that that is important to your career. However, if you are feeling like other areas of your relationship are secretive, that's another issue. What happens a lot with social media is it becomes the barometer of your relationship, and that's not healthy either. So the communication has to be there, the understanding has to be there, and the agreement on how you both want to do this relationship has to be there.
Oh, I love that. You still have to have real face-to-face conversations about it.
Right.
You said private until permanent. I now have the question about people, you don't even know they were dating until they pop up with a ring on their finger and they're married already. I mean, Issa Rae comes to mind. And it's really none of our business. It really isn't. But is that the best time to let people know after the big day?
You know, again, as a couple, it's a conversation you have. Issa Rae got this private until permanent movement going. No one publicly knew that she was dating someone. let alone engaged, until she popped up married. Now, people in her inner circle, they knew she was dating this person. They knew they were very much in love, very much out and about, but she chose to keep it private. So here's the thing. I think it's important that if you decide to go private until permanent, whether that means when you're engaged or married, hold true to that. There's no reason to make excuses for that. Your relationship is so important, and you have to protect it at all costs. Now, I want to be very clear. I am not saying that in order to have a healthy relationship, you should not go on social media. You should not hard launch your relationship because you're worried about it not working out, because that's moving in fear. And that's a whole different segment. But it's important that you do what works for you.
I don't know what to say about this. I have so many mixed thoughts about this, Monique. We'll just have to pick it up next time. I don't know how I feel.
Well, Stephen, are you saying that you don't like to launch anything hard or soft launch in terms of?
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I have a challenge with people wanting to have to perform for others and have to put this in the workspace. And there should be a clear line between what I do at work and what I do at home. That's how I feel personally.
I understand that.
And even with careers like ours, people are going to see you out and about, and they're going to want to know, and they're going to want to ask questions. They're going to surmise that there's something going on.
Ask questions.
And so I just feel like there's a certain level of rules and levels to this that you gotta get to. But for the average person, I understand what you're saying, Monique. But
and also I agree with you too. I think it is important, if for you want to keep it private, and that's important to you, have that conversation with your partner, because a lot of times people do want to be in your business and they don't have a right to be in your business.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to allow them to be in your business if that does not make you comfortable. And yes, it does get performative a lot of times. So it's what works for you. I completely agree with that point.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, Monique. You always come through. She comes through every time.
Good to see you.
This is a great chat. It really was.
Good
and that's
to see
where you
you.
all can stay connected to our girl, Monique Kelley. She's going to always keep it 100.
100%.
Yeah. They always say anything you want to keep, protect.
Hey, you know I know all about that.
Yes.